Hey, Miss Mathews class. What's up? Mathews class.
Alright, so music.
I'm about to preach to ya. I'm about to come over here, help me preach to him. My sister. Preach. Preach. Okay, I'm about to bring you to light. I'm about to bring you to light. You light, Miss Mathews class. I'm bringing everybody to light. I'm about to Hazelwood school versus Kuhlmier. Okay? Alright. Alright, y'all ready for this? Who's ready for this?
They don't want to
I
see
know
this.
it.
They don't like this. They don't like you.
My project's about the Hazelwood School District versus Kuhlmier, and that was basically about, it raised the question of whether the principal of Hazelwood East High School violated the First Amendment rights of the students by deleting 2 pages from the Spectrum, which was the school paper, and yeah, so he deleted some of it. He was basically like, y'all can't say what you want in my newspaper because it's my school and I sponsor this newspaper, so therefore I have the right to control what y'all say. People that were involved: Robert E. Reynolds, which is the principal, Kathy Kuhlmier, and 2 other former Hazelwood East High students, which is Leslie Smart and Leanne Tibbett. And you might hear me say Tinker a lot. Tinker is a case that happened before Hazelwood versus Kuhlmier. It was a lot similar though. It had to do with freedom of speech and freedom to protest. John F. Tinker was 15 years old, and his younger sister, Mary Beth Tinker, was 13 years old, and their friend Christopher Etchhart, however you pronounce his last name, he was 16 years old, and they all decided to wear these black armbands in their high school, alright, in protest of the Vietnam War, supporting the Christmas truce called for by Senator Robert F. Kennedy. The principals of Des Moines schools learned about the plan, and they were like, anybody who wears the armband to school is gonna get suspended, so you guys gotta stop wearing those armbands. And they were like, what? Fight the power, we're gonna keep wearing our armbands because we don't like this war, okay? And we're gonna be a part of making a difference in our world. Yeah, they got suspended until the protest was over, which ended January 1st, 1966. That really sucked for them. But, they took it to the courts, took it outside, took it to the courts, and I don't know what happened with that, but if you hear me refer to that, that's what that's about. If you hear me refer to Tinker, you know what happened. This case made it all the way up to the Supreme Court is because it challenged, it threatened kids' First Amendment rights. Students' First Amendment rights were being violated. Well, they weren't sure if they were being violated, so they were like, take it to the courts and let them decide. Court's decision. There are 5 votes for Hazelwood and only 3 against. So the justices believe that censorship does not violate the students' First Amendment rights of free speech. Okay, first off, let me tell you guys what exactly was in the 2 papers that Robert E. Reynolds decided to delete out of the school newspaper. The articles covered teenage pregnancy and the effects of divorce on students. Okay, it says the Supreme Court, they began their analysis by citing Tinker's basic premise that students do not shed their constitutional rights of freedom of speech or expression at the schoolhouse gate. Alright, so that was from Tinker's case. But the court modified this position by citing Bethel versus Fraser, another court case, that a school need not tolerate student speech that is inconsistent with its basic educational mission. I would have done differently if I I was like the person defending myself in this case. Well, first, let me just say that I think that this case, I feel like the kids should have won, man. To be honest, I know it sounds cray, but that's what I think. Alright, it's basic rights. I feel like we kind of got, they say that they're taking away rights to protect us. From what exactly? What are you protecting us from? They're just telling the truth. Nothing that they say wasn't true. They were using like actual resources and they're using it. So it's like, yeah, I don't like it. They compared it to educating elementary schoolers about Santa Claus. Like educating high school students about, birth control and teen pregnancy versus educating elementary schoolers about Santa Claus. I'm like, what are you trying to protect us from? The truth, because that's what the truth is. This is stuff that's actually happening to students, to people their age. Do I agree or disagree with the decision of the court? I disagree. This basically lets schools have a lot more control over what we say. The First Amendment clearly states that we have the right to say what we want. But now since we're educating fellow students on some stuff that actually matters, now they want to take it back. It's fair. It's like when you play a game with a little kid. Alright, so you're playing checkers. Just about to kick the last checker on the opponent's side, and then the kid's like, whoa, no, wait, you're doing that all wrong, okay? I'm making up a new rule. You have to sit on your knees while you kick, so therefore you're disqualified and I win. And you're like, wait, no kid, you can't just make up rules in the middle of the game. And the kid's like, no, I win because I'm the boss. What would I have done differently? I would have gotten a larger, younger audience to get involved with this, support me. And I would have, most of all, gotten their parents to get on board. So once the kids are obsessed about something, they're usually getting the parents on board. I mean, that would be my best bet. Along with like other young adults that are maybe just coming out of high school and have been through this. I think this idea will change in the future. I think that people are learning a lot more, a lot quicker these days. So kids will probably gain more freedom of speech in the future. Can't ignore us forever. What does my generation think of this case? What do you think of this case?
It's cray.
Okay, so how does technology affect this case? I'll tell you how technology affects this case. Well, we now have something called the interweb, the internet, alright? Which basically lets 5-year-olds look at whatever they want. So trying to protect students from writing about things like birth control by limiting our freedom of speech isn't really going to do much. So it makes that much sense no more, because we already know. I mean, it's worse if we figure it out like through sources that aren't really accurate. It's better if, they're educated about it with facts, Cha cha cha.